I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know if I could do anything. I didn't know how I was going to support my family. And when I started working for Hire Heroes, I just took that and how I felt and then how awesome I felt after the workshop into every veteran I work with now. I looked at this as an opportunity to not only have a job, but to fill that void. My name is Spencer Milo, retired Staff Sergeant, United States Army. Always had kind of a thought in the back of my mind about the military. I've got a lot of military in my family, and I joined the Airborne Infantry in September of 2006. And on January 19th, 2011, we were out on a foot patrol, and I see someone in my platoon. They basically were trailing someone visually. It was a kid, suicide bomber. Before I could, do anything, I was about 8 feet away, boom. I took a bunch of shrapnel in my face and my legs, and fractured and herniated a few discs in my back and lost some hearing, and doctors basically said, hey, you're never gonna deploy again. When you dedicate your entire life, every aspect of your life to something like the military in general, especially when you're planning on doing it for life, it's a big adjustment. You have all the stigmas in your own mind, feeling like, no one's gonna wanna hire me, and I'm a cripple now, and oh, I'm not gonna be able to find work. My leadership had brought to my attention that there was an organization called Hire Heroes USA that was actually coming to Fort Bragg specifically for the Warrior Transition Unit to put on a 2-day workshop. It wasn't like what I expected, The employees were relatable, they BS'd with you. It wasn't just, we're here to, get you a resume and that's it. This is just our job. They were actually passionate about it and they wanted to help. And Don and Ted would come and sit with me for 5, 10, 15 minutes at a time, just personally working with me to ensure that everything that I thought I had was put into the proper words for other people to understand. I remember my exact reaction after reading my resume once it was done was like, wow, I'm actually really very competitive in this job market, and I felt very confident, and it wasn't like they did the whole thing. As opposed to a lot of other organizations, it's not just, hey, here's some money, or hey, here's a resume, or hey, let me give you this little bit of information, good luck. They give you the steps to move forward on your own. Ted had mentioned that he worked out of the Colorado Springs office. I told him that I was about 30 days out from coming, and I asked him if he could help, and he said, yeah, and he said, actually, Hire Heroes USA is going to be hiring for an additional person in Colorado Springs. When I started working with Hire Heroes USA, there was still some fear there. After working with the first veteran and just hearing how excited they were and how much more confident about themselves they felt and about their future getting out of the military, that summed it up for me. I knew that this was something I wanted to continue doing. I knew this was a career for me.